Alright, in this video we are going to customize shop archive page. So what do I mean by that? So now if you click on shop, you will see the list of product in this particular page. But what I have done is I have created a plugin that will make the shop archive page in this way with the filters. This is how your page will look like with the default WooCommerce plugin, but after installing my plugin, this is how the page will look like. So what difference does it make? It adds the custom field, like you can see the author, the publisher, the pages shows up, but in the default one you don't find anything. You just have the title and the price. Now I have added the custom field, and that custom field will be displayed on this shop page. Along with that, based on the author, so this is Falu and this is Stan and this is JJR. Now you can filter them. So let me choose Dan Brown book, and if you click on filter, you'll find only the book which is written by Dan Brown. Similarly, you can also filter by publisher. George Allen is what I have filtered, and this is the book that it got in the filter. Now if you click on filter, and it will display all the books. So this is what we are going to create in this video. So just to give you an overview, what are the things that we are going to learn? We are going to learn how to add custom field in the product screen. So if you see, if I get into product, add a new product, let me show by adding a new product. Let me add this the Game of Thrones books. So over here, this is the product name, and I am setting the price to 500, and this is the author name, and this is the publisher name. You can see the custom field where I have added in the general tab. So this is general tab where you see your custom field, and let me just select this, and the book that we are going to add is Game of Thrones, which I have already uploaded it, and click on publish. Once you publish, you will see the book with the custom field in the front end. So if you get into this page, you'll see the Game of Thrones is added along with the custom field that we have entered. Now we can filter by that. So this is the Game of Thrones author, so let me filter that. Now you'll find the filter in action. Cool, that works. Now if you click on filter again, all the, and if you want, you can make this in a four in one row. So that's what I did with CSS. Now the second thing is we are going to see how to create a shop archive page. So this shop archive page we have created by ourselves. How I have done it, I'll show in the spot how when creating this page. But as of now, what I did is I added this search box based on the author and the publisher. So this search box is there, so you can call it as filter as well. Along with that, I have displayed the product with the custom field. We'll see how I have added this in this video, but as a general view, just understand we have modified this search box, and we have modified the product information with the custom field that we have added. And the second thing is we're going to see how to create AJAX request. So this is actually, if I make a request, you will not see the page is getting reloaded. Instead, you will find the result. So this is called AJAX request. We'll see how to make this AJAX request as well. And once the AJAX request is made, we have to create a relevant function from the WooCommerce point of view, or from the WordPress point of view, to handle the received AJAX request. So one, we will be sending the AJAX request with jQuery. Two, we will be handling the AJAX request received from the jQuery through our WordPress hook. So that's the third and fourth step. I hope this is clear. Now this is episode number 16. So we have built up from the WordPress plugin development. In WordPress plugin development, we have like 67 videos, and in WooCommerce plugin development we have like 16 videos, and this is a build up of all. And in the previous videos, I have did one plugin only for this single feature, and only for this single feature, only for this single feature, only for this single feature. We have different videos. but this is slightly a combination of all, or you can name it as an advanced version of combining all the feature and putting it in action. So this is the real world usage of WooCommerce. You will find many WooCommerce plugin where the filter option is not available based on custom field, because that's why we are solving in this video. And in the coming series and in the coming videos, we'll be doing the same thing we'll be creating multiple filters based on multiple real world usage. Either it's going to be for industry specific, or either it's going to be for product specific. So this is how the flow is going to be. Without wasting time, let's get started. For the first thing, what we have to do is we have to deactivate the plugin and make our plugin show in this particular page. To do that, what you have to do is you need to create a folder in the plugin folder, and we'll name it as search bar. And inside that, we need to create a new file, and that file should have the same name as your folder name. So search bar dot, you can name it as php. And now I need to give information like who created this plugin, what plugin is for, and what is the name of the plugin with php comment. Let's do that. And what's the name of the plugin? It's search bar. And who created, this is the description about the plugin, this is the version of the plugin, and who created this plugin. And now if you refresh the page, you will find the plugin. Now the second thing what we need to do is, you see, search bar is there, search bar is there, and the name of the author is written. We need to add custom field in the products. So all products, in the general tab, we need to add a field. So we have a hook for that. So let me just show you. You can see as of now it is blank. So let's call the hook WooCommerce product option. So this general is important. General, if you write in place of general instead of inventory, it will show in the inventory tab. If you replace general with shipping, the fields will show in the shipping tab. So that's how the hook works. So this is the hook, and we are saying we need input field. So we are writing the function because I want WordPress to take care of all the security parts, which is like blocking the HTML through input, blocking the SQL injection. So with this function, WordPress takes care of all. It also add course security. If we add input, so it won't have the security, but with this function it will give complete security to the input field. We are setting the name. So this ID attribute is also can be used as name, and this is a label, and this is a tooltip. I am saying that when I hover, I don't want the tooltip. Now if I refresh, make sure your plugin is active. Let's just activate a plugin, and once our plugin is active, you will see in the general tab there would be 3 input. So it's just HTML rendering. So for saving part, we need to use another hook. Now if I scroll down in the general part, you will see these 3 has shown up. So these are name. This has a name attribute, and name attribute is this one. Now what I need is, when I click on save, I want these field to get saved with a key value pair. So for that, again we need to use a hook, and since your product is a post type, it will be stored in the WP post in a column. All the products will store in the WP post, and it is named as a post type called product, and the custom field linked to this post will be stored in WP post meta with key and value pair. So we need to set, so this is the hook which is responsible for when attaching the function when your product is about to get saved. When my product is about to get saved, I want all the input field. I got all the input field with post attribute. I know this is how the PHP takes care of it. It takes the name attribute. So these are the values and these are the key. So as said, in the WP post meta, we need key and value pair. So this is key, this is value, this is key, and this is value. So underscore is nothing but we are setting that this is going to be a private variable. Don't WordPress differentiate the meta key as a secret so that anyone outside of this WordPress environment doesn't need to know. So that's the reason why it makes this private variable. So in object oriented, you know what is private variable. That's the concept of underscore here. Now I'm saying that we are using this update meta to save our key and value pair in the WP post meta, and that's it. Now if you refresh the page and if you change something, let's say George RR, and click on save, the data would be persisted. So that's because of this single function. So see, George RR is there after page refresh. So that means it got saved properly. So the next thing what we need to do is we need to create a archive page. So this is how it's going to look like as of now. So this is general WooCommerce way of handling. Now I want to say I'll be creating a new folder, and that folder would be called templates, and inside templates I need a new file called archive-product.php. So in this I want to say to the WordPress that whenever WordPress looks for a shop page, display my template. That's what I'm saying. It says whenever WordPress looks for shop archive page, in that time display my archive page. That's what I'm saying here with this template include hook. So this hook is important. I want you to make a note where this hook is responsible for displaying our shop archive product page. So if you don't include this, it won't work. And also this hook is run in particular place where WordPress decides which template to load. So when WordPress decides to load WooCommerce shop page, I'm saying to the WordPress saying that don't load WooCommerce shop page, instead load my template. So that's what I'm saying here with this hook. Now let's modify this. The first thing what we need to do is we need to run a query to get all the author and publisher information. Now if you see, I'm using the WP-DB query. Now what it does, I need the distinct unique author, I need the distinct, that means unique publisher, and I want it to order by the meta value. So as said, where the data is getting stored, it will be stored in the post meta, WP post meta. So I'm querying with the help of this super global variable on the table called post meta, and in the post meta there is key and value. So there will be multiple values, but I want the unique values to get stored in the author variable. Again, the same way it's done for the publisher. Now I'll simply render the HTML for the search box. So it's an array. We can loop through the values with the help of for each. So that's what I'm doing. So we have key and value. So actually it's the value that is getting in the place where your option value has. So this is the normal way of how we fetch our arrays and display it on the select tag. So that's how we would be rendering our search box. And the next way is very straightforward. We would be querying all the products from the WooCommerce and displaying it in the HTML format. And as said, it's a straightforward way. I'm querying all the post. So the post, again, in WordPress, pages is considered as post is considered as post, the product is considered as post, attachment is considered as post, everything is considered as post. Now I'm getting the product, I'm only getting the product, and since I have the product ID, I can link the product ID with the help of product ID. I can link with the WP post meta table. So that's what I'm doing here, and getting the key. I'm passing the key and I'll be getting the value, author, publisher, and page number. So since we have access to the WP post meta, I'm getting the key and value pair and rendering it in the HTML. So we have image, we have permalink, we have the meta fields, and we have the price, and we have the add to cart button. Now we need to add the relevant CSS. To add the CSS, we need to enqueue them. So when I say enqueue, it's adding into the WordPress. And also we need to enqueue jQuery as well for AJAX request. Now I'm saying if it is shop page, then include my CSS. And again I'm saying if it is shop page, include my script.js, and before running my script.js, make sure to include jQuery. So first jQuery should load and then my script.js should load. And this is for the, in the previous video we have already seen what this is. I'll explain when the time comes. In the script file, I'll explain in the script file. Cool. Now let's create a new file and call it as style.css, and let's create a new file and call that script.js. I have pasted all the required style. We don't need to worry about it, but we need to look at the jQuery. Now what I need when the search bar is ready. So I think right now our page would work because we have added all the things required. So this, since our plugin is active, our theme got overridden. The theme has overridden the file with our file since we have used template include. Now what we need to do? Now we need to work on the filter. When I click on the filter, so you'll see in the JavaScript, when I click on the filter, what should happen? Get these values, author and publisher. Once we get these values, we need to send the request to a URL. So how are we going to? Usually admin-ajax is the URL, ajax.php is the URL. But what if your WordPress is installed as a subdomain? So to make this plugin work without breaking, I'm saying instead of directly loading, or if suppose usually .com/, so this is the normal request when it's in the direct domain. What if it's in the subdomain xxx.xxx.com/ not subdomain or subfolder, you can say / so this is the subfolder. So how are we going to change this value if it is located in this way? If we directly write admin.ajax, it would work. What if your WordPress folder is in the subdomain, like in this way? In that case, what we will do is WordPress has a hook called localize, WP script localize, and we have to use in this way. So this is the handle for it. So to use it, we have to call the first parameter along with the URL. So once you use this, you can see this is what I would have used here. Once we use this, then WordPress will take care of it. If your WordPress is installed in subfolder, it doesn't matter. Your plugin will not break. WordPress will take care of it. Now I am passing the author, the publisher, and let's see after what response does. So don't look for the response as of now. We are sending through AJAX two values, author and publisher, and there we are also sending one more attribute, which is action. So this action is responsible to let know WordPress that which hook is going to handle this request. We are sending the request through AJAX, but who is going to handle it? So that in that time this action comes. So what we need to do is we need to add a hook. So I want you to make sure what this action is. So we have to write a hook in this way. I'll just show you, and this is how you have to add a hook. So now you'll find this hook. Our request, jQuery request, gets directly to this hook, and when this hook runs, WordPress has a relevant function that will take care of the AJAX request. Now we have two hooks because one is for the logged in user, one is for the non-logged in user. Now we are sending these two values to this function. Usually what happens, we need to run a query, and that query will filter only the value based on Dan Brown and only value based on Banton's vector. So again, it's a simple CRUD operation. We received two values. Now we need to run a query. I'm saying to the WordPress that get all the products. I'm saying get all the products, but the condition should be author and publisher should be filtered. So based on that, we will have a meta query. So this argument will fetch all the products, and I'm saying the condition is the key and value. This is a key and this is a value which we receive from the AJAX. This is the key, this is the value we receive from the AJAX. If these two values are set, then attach our meta query. So this is the meta query. Attach our meta query with the original query, which is args. So over here there would be another the value called meta query, and this meta query will have, if the value is there, it would get appended in this way. If the value is there, it would get appended in this way. So that is what it is checking, and we are running the query with the help of WP query. Once this query is run, then we will be getting our list of products. Then the same what we have done, we will be fetching with the help of product ID, we will be fetching the custom post type, custom fields, and we have received the custom fields, and we will simply populate or render it in the HTML and then display it in the front end. So that's how the flow is going to be. So let me choose only JRR books, and you find only JRR books. And what if I want only Dan Brown books? You find Dan Brown books. What if I want to see all the books? Click on filter. That's how this book filter works. Meet you tomorrow with another plugin.